Today's video topic is part-time jobs in Canada. So in this video, I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I could in regards with part-time jobs in Canada. The very first question is how many hours you can work in Canada during your study period. So legally, you are allowed to work 24 hours per week in Canada. So in a single week, you can work 20 hours in Canada in any of the provinces, and which leads to the 80 hours per month in Canada. So in a single month, you can work 80 hours legally anywhere in Canada when you are studying in college or university. So the next question is how many hours you can work during break times, for example, summer breaks, or you took a semester off to earn more cash so you can pay the fee of your next semester. So the answer to this question is that you can work full-time when you are on breaks. So full-time in Canada means anywhere from 37.5 hours to 40 hours per week, and you can go even more. It's up to you how much work you can do during that break time. Now let's talk about how to get a part-time job in Canada, and these are the four main ways that I think is the mainstream ways to get a part-time job in Canada. The first one is websites, obviously internet. So the two main websites that I have been using to get part-time jobs are Kijiji and Indeed. I mean, there are so many other jobs, but you can find so many part-time opportunities on these two websites anywhere in Canada, in any of the provinces. So I would highly recommend these two websites, Kijiji and Indeed, that worked for me, and this will also work for you guys. Second way to get job in Canada is contacts. I mean, you will make many friends in your college, even outside your campus, and you will have so many relatives in Canada. So just ask them if they are working somewhere, if they have any opportunity available, so you can apply for that opportunity. Even other than friends and relatives, if you have good connection or good interaction with your university professors, they can recommend you for some of the positions. Or even if you're traveling, let's say in a bus, try to talk to some stranger, even they have some opportunity where you can apply and get a part-time job. So the third option is employment and recruiting agencies. So there are so many employment staffing agencies in Canada that can call you whenever they have work opportunity for you. That work can be part-time, full-time, maybe only a weekend shift or anything like that. But to get that call from employment agencies, first you need to register with them. So I would highly recommend, first when you land to Canada, just go to 3 to 4 employment agencies, register with them, and give them your contact information, your resume. So there will be a chance that you will get a call from those recruiting agencies, and they will just call you and let you know about the work, if you can do it or not. Now let's talk the other options to get a job. I would say just be active. For example, if you're going to a theater or if you're eating at a food restaurant, just always look for the job hiring board, and if you see one, just go there and drop your resume. Or even if you're eating at any restaurants, just call the manager. Even if you don't see any hiring board, just talk to him or her and give them your resume, and they will call you if they need someone to work in their shop in future. Now I'm going to talk about the most common part-time jobs for students, for international students in Canada. So now let's get started with this list. The first one is food restaurants like McDonald's, A&W, Burger King, pizza stores. I mean, there are so many food restaurants, even some Indian desi restaurants where you can apply to get job. I mean, I see a lot of students working there, and even I worked in food restaurants when I was a student. The second one is convenience stores. So you will see many students working in the convenience stores. Few of my friends work in convenience stores. The third one is shopping malls. So there are so many shopping malls here. Inside the shopping mall, there are so many stores, so they always need someone to work there. So you will find many students working in the shopping malls and stuff. The fourth one is factory. There are so many factory jobs in Canada for students, and I know a lot of students that worked in factory shops, for example, packaging stuff, working on the conveyor belt. So you will see, or you will find many students working in a factory, and this job especially comes through the employment agencies. So if a factory needs some temporary employment or some temporary employees to work for some time, they will just go to these agencies, and then these agencies will contact students, and the students will go to that factory and they will work accordingly. The fifth one is warehouses. So you will find many students working in the warehouses. Even me, when I landed into Canada, for first 1.5 months, I didn't get a permanent part-time opportunity in the food restaurant. So for that time I was working, sometimes going to the factory or sometimes going to the warehouses and just work for a couple of days and get some cash, and that keeps the things running. The sixth one is gas stations. You can always drop your resume at the gas stations, and you will find a number of students that are working in the gas stations. And from what I have seen, it seems like this is one of the best jobs as a part-time student to get. It's way easier than all other jobs. Working in a factory, warehouses, food industry, shopping malls and stuff. Working in a gas station is like a privilege, I would say. Seventh one is delivery services. So there are many students, when they land to Canada, they buy a car and then they start delivering pizza and stuff. So there is always the option of delivery services, and you apply for that jobs, and the chances are that you're gonna get one. Eighth one is construction jobs. A few of my friends worked in construction jobs, and there is a little bit more money in construction jobs as compared to the other jobs, but imagine in the winter of Canada, working outside in construction job is so tough. But you can always apply for construction jobs. That's why I'm just listing it here. So ninth is on campus. So when you're a student and you're going to university and college every single day, there will be so many opportunities, part-time opportunities in your campus itself. I mean, there's going to be a lot of competition too to get that job, but the opportunity is there and you can always apply for that. And I would say it's very good to work either near your campus or you're near your home where you're staying, because it will save you a lot of commuting, a lot of traveling time. So 10th option is Uber. This is one of the latest trends that I have seen in the market for part-time students. I mean, many students don't want to work on all the other jobs that I have mentioned, and they just want to sit in the car and working for Uber, and that's really cool, guys. I mean, it provides you a lot of flexibility in terms of working hours. I mean, you're not only restricted to work on the weekends. If you're sitting on a weekday, let's say Tuesday, and you have nothing else to do, just turn on your Uber application and just go out, work for a few hours and get some extra cash. So this is, I would say, highly recommend if you can do it. I don't have any friends that are working in Uber, but I have seen a lot of other students that are going for Uber, and even people who are working full times in other jobs, they usually work for Uber during their weekends. So there are a lot of opportunities that I haven't mentioned in the above list. I'm gonna mention it here. For example, moving stuff. So when people are moving from one house to another house, they usually put that on Kijiji, and you apply for that and you will get like $100 that day for moving their stuff from one place to other. Other than that, there's an option of working in the paper industry, just dropping or delivering papers, flyers, advertising articles to individuals' houses. That will earn you some extra cash. So the reason why I listed all these 11 job types, these common job types for part-time opportunities for the international student, is when you land to Canada, just focus on these industries. This is where mostly students work in Canada. And I wanted to give you an idea that what kind of job you will be doing when you land in Canada as a student and when you look for part-time job opportunities. So now let's talk about the documents that you would need to get a part-time job in Canada as a student. The first one is SIN number. SIN number is the social insurance number. It's a 9-digit number that you would need to work in Canada or to have access to government programs and benefits. So in simple words, what SIN number is that any amount of hours that you will be working in Canada and the amount of money that you will be earning from that working hours will be tracked by SIN number by government. I mean, getting a SIN number is not a big deal. Once you land in Canada, you will know how to get a SIN number. Second is study permit. So once you land in Canada, they will issue you a study permit. And once you're applying for part-time jobs, most of the employers will ask you for a study permit, so they can know that you are living in Canada and what's your status. Are you legal here or you're living here illegally? So a third document you would require is your bank account, basically the direct deposit information. So the most of the employers won't give you directly cash. So what they need is they need a direct deposit information for your bank account, so they can deposit your salary directly to your bank account. And most of the students that will come to Canada has already bank accounts because of the GIC they do when they are in their own countries. Fourth one is identification or a residency document. Sometimes they ask for your passport, just as an identification proof, or sometimes residency, like where you are living, maybe your lease papers and stuff like that. The other documents that you would require to get a job in Canada is resume, cover letters, recommendations. I mean, cover letter is not that important to get a part-time job, but it's mostly resumes. And some of the employers sometimes ask for recommendations. Not most of them ask for it, but sometimes it's good to have 1 or 2 recommendations. They can be your friends, they can be your employer, past employers, or anyone, maybe your college professors, or even your landlord. So if you think the video was informative and you learned anything new, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, if you want to get the idea of how much you will be spending or what will be your expenses when you come to Canada as a student, just watch the video that is getting displayed next to this clip. If you have any more questions, just put down in the comment section down below. I will try to answer those questions in my next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye now.